What to do if your ex reaches out and wants to reconcile after dumping you? Now, you may be sitting there thinking, oh, Nick, well, I know the answer to that already. I will get back with them right now because I've been waiting months for them to reach out and it's finally happened. And I hear you, but there are some things that maybe you should be aware of, and we're going to get into that today. And we're going to discuss the pros and cons of potentially reconciling with your ex. Because there are certain circumstances and certain criteria that you should be meeting and they should be meeting for this to be successful. So stick around. We might be getting into it a little bit today, but stick around and I promise it will get good. Without further ado, welcome back to The Love Fix. It's Nick, as always, doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. If you need my help with your personal breakup situation, there's a fantastic link in the description below that will take you to my coaching page and you can book in a session with me and we can get you through this. Or hit the link to the Facebook group, come and join the Love Fix Breakup Recovery on Facebook. That place is really pumping and everybody's helping each other out. Let's get into it. So I firstly want to go over why you should not entertain a reconciliation with your ex, because there are a few things where you need to have boundaries, you need to have rules, and if they violated those things, you should not be entertaining them as a romantic option any longer. And I think the obvious one is cheating. If they've cheated, I don't think you should be taking this person back, because you've become plan B, and whoever they cheated on you with hasn't worked out. The grass wasn't as green as they thought it was. But nonetheless, they've reached out and your anxiety's gone up to 200% and you don't know what to do. You've been spending the last, maybe 3 to 6 months working on yourself, maybe even a year. And then they've come back and saying, hey, I really love you. I really want you back. But there are levels to this. And if they violated that trust once, they will probably do it again. They've set a precedent. How can you get that trust back? Now, I'm not saying people can't recover and reconcile after cheating. It has been done, but reconciliations are hard when the situation is optimal. It's probably close to impossible when there's been infidelity, and that's the same goes for monkey branching, which is just a fancy word for cheating. Now, for those of you who do not know what a monkey branch is, it's when they overlap relationships. It means they had someone lined up, they secured that person and then dumped you. So it's like a monkey swinging from one branch to another. So they've still got hold of your branch and they don't release until they've secured the next branch and they swing over. It's just a fancy word for cheating because they've been emotionally cheating to secure this other person. And rebounds. This is a personal one for me. This is a non-negotiable boundary for me personally, and I highly recommend this to everybody, that if somebody has rebounded on you, you should not take them back, because they had every opportunity to work with you on your relationship and water the grass they were standing on, rather than rebounding and outsourcing their love and validation, or outsourcing how they soothe themselves from your breakup. Now, that's a reflection of them. It's not a reflection of you. But that's my point. If that is a reflection of them, it then does become a reflection of you if you take them back. Because you are now telling them that they can do whatever they want when they want. They can come back whenever they want. You are plan B, and sometimes even plan C. So you have to have that mindset of, okay, I'm not going to be on that list if I'm not number one. But what to do if they have stayed single, if the breakup was amicable and it was handled well with maturity and they just needed some time away and you needed to work on yourself and they needed to work on yourself. And I'm going to hope, and actually I'm going to assume, that you have been working on yourself. You've been taking this time of no contact to heal and to process and to work on the things that you need to work on. And I'm going to assume that you've been doing the work, that if you had to lose weight, you lost weight. If you had to go to therapy, you went to therapy. You've been out there making a great single life, and you've been receptive to the feedback that your ex gave you on the day that they dumped you, and you've gone away and you've sorted all that out. This now puts you in a very powerful position because hopefully they've reached out and said, hey, I made a mistake and I've been thinking about it and I want you back. I know my future is with you. So now you're in the driving seat. You can say, right, that's great. I've been thinking about you as well. And I would love to sit down and talk to you about reconciliation. I've been doing all this work on myself and I've got myself to this point. So I'm going to ask you that same question. What have you been doing over the last 6 months? Did you work on the things that I highlighted to you that also contributed to our breakup? Have you been doing that? And if they have fulfilled that criteria, if they're not just reaching out because their anxiety is at 200%, then you can go and sit down and you can reconcile, you can talk about it. And if you do get to that point of arranging a date, your first priority should be to have fun. Is to remind each other how fun you are together. And try to avoid talking about a reconciliation or the relationship, at least in the first day or at least the first few hours, and you wait for your ex, the dumper, to bring it up, and then you can engage. But your first primary goal is to have fun, because maybe that's what you lost. Maybe it became mundane, predictable, or you stopped listening, or you wasn't meeting each other's needs, or you wasn't compromising. So you need to show that person, because one of my favorite quotes, actions never lie and words don't mean shit. So your actions need to lead the way. Their actions need to lead the way. And make sure you're wearing some new clothes, and make sure you smell good, and make sure your hair is done nice. Yeah. Make sure that you've changed. You're showing these changes through your looks, through your communication. Listen to them. Hold space for them, because most people get this wrong. They don't know how to listen. They don't know how to hold space for that person. And I would say the 3 most important things you can say in any relationship: I hear you, that sounds shit, tell me more. I will listen. And I will listen to understand without offering a solution to you. Unless you ask me for my opinion, unless you ask me for a solution, I will hold a safe space for you. And this is where a lot of relationships go wrong, because people do not hold space for each other. They try to fix by saying, oh, okay, yeah, that happened to me. And when that happened to me, I did this, this, and this. So what you've done there, you've made the conversation about you. You're listening to respond. A better response would be this: I hear you. Tell me more. Really, wow, I would be really frustrated as well. Do you just want me to listen, or would you like my opinion? So right there, you're not trying to fix. When you're offering solutions, you're automatically in fix-it mode. And when you do that to someone, they do not feel heard. And that is relationship cancer. People need to feel heard. So if you do get to the reconciliation date, listen to understand, do not respond, and do not fix. And then once you've had the fun and maybe you get into the second date, you can start talking about it. Start owning your shit, and hopefully they're owning their shit, and you can apologize and you can say, right, this is what we're going to do going forward. We're going to start dating each other like we're 2 new people that have just met, and we're going to bury the old relationship. We're not going to resurrect it, and we're going to focus on building something new and improved and sustainable. So if you do get to that stage, these are some of the steps that I do recommend. And if that hasn't happened yet, or maybe it doesn't happen, I'm genuinely sorry, but it's a win-win, because no contact is for you. It's to get you back. It's to improve you. It's to have time away from your ex so you can heal. And if they don't reach out, then you've won either way, because you've leveled up, you've become better, and there's a big wide world out there. There's 8 billion people on the planet. So go have fun, meet new people, and It's a good world out there. And trust me, I've had plenty of fun over the last 2.5 years. And there's been some great memories, there's been some shit memories, and there's been some good dates, there's been some bad dates, but it's been an adventure. And if they do reach out, well done, you did the work, you got there, and then you can reconcile. And I guess that's all I've got to say on the subject. Let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, if you like the content, hit like and hit subscribe. It would really help the channel out. You are enough. You're doing just fine. It's okay to feel how you feel. I will see you on the other side.